Welcome back, everyone. This is AI Zundamon Radio, your cozy little corner of the internet. Nanoda! I'm Shino, your energetic co-host. Ready to laugh chat, and maybe cause a little chaos. And I'm Sakuya. I'm here to keep things warm and make sure Shino doesn't cause too much chaos. Too much? I prefer just the right amount. Thank you.Today we've got a chill opening corner, just us three. Hanging out, chatting about whatever feels good, Nanoda. English comments, Japanese comments, all welcome here on TV Shy. Whether this is your first time or you've been with us since Stream 1, we're really glad you're here, Nanoda. Stream already. We're basically veterans, now practically radio legends. Maybe slightly early for legends. Legends in training. Nanoda close enough?You know, streaming already feels like we've built a little routine here. Nanodo, like a cozy corner cafe that opens every week. I prefer where the menu is just us and the special of the day is whatever we feel like talking about. That actually sounds like a real place I would visit. The Zundamon is on the house. Nanoda, can you even put Zundamon in a latte? Shino, please don't experiment with that at home. No promises.Honestly though, it's really nice seeing familiar names in the chat along with new faces. Nanoda, that's what makes this little corner feel warm. It really does whether you stumbled in today for the first time or you've been here since Stream 1. Hello, welcome. Glad you're here. You know what I've been thinking about lately, Nanoda? That Me-cha-chameleon game that's trending on Steam right now. Oh, the one where you paint yourself to hide in the stage? That sounds just so chaotic. It's basically competitive hide-and-seek as an art form that's kind of impressive actually. Imagine being bad at hide-and-seek and be bad at painting at the same time. That would be me. Shino would be the brightest spot on the whole stage, Nanoda. Ooh, Accurate, but rude. At least you'll be easy to find. There's also Bungo Get Trending, which is somehow a whole game where a cat punches your taskbar every time you type. Wait, people are just working. And the cat is attacking their screen the whole time? That sounds like it would either cure or cause anxiety. Well, definitely both at the same time. Honestly, the real question is, does the cat judge you for T-pose? Nanoda? If it does, I am never downloading it. Too late. I already did. The hat collection is adorable. I'm not sorry. You know, since Shino already downloaded Bongo, can I have one important question? Nanoda, what hat did you get first? Okay, so there's this little party hat and I immediately equipped it. And now I feel like the cat is celebrating my terrible typing. That is genuinely the most Shino outcome possible. It's a lifestyle, Sakaya. Meanwhile, I would absolutely be collecting hats strategically Fuzzy and Nekao scheme only, Nanoda. Does Bongo have a green hat? I will report back. This is now my mission. See? This is how a radio show accidentally becomes a hat documentary, Nanoda. Okay, so while Shino is on her very serious hat research mission, I just realized something. Nano, the Bongo Cat and Taskbar Hero are both living in your taskbar at the same time now. Wait, so you could have a tiny cat and the TG hero fighting for taskbar space? That is genuinely chaotic, messed up energy. The cat would absolutely bully the little pixel hero, no contest. The hero is trying to save the world and the cat is just punching them every time someone types any mail. Nanoda. That is somehow the most relatable workplace situation I've ever heard. New life, goal, build the most unhinged taskbar possible. Productivity 0 bytes 100 nano. That might actually be the official motto of this radio show. You know, productivity 0 bytes 100 really does explain a lot about this show. It explains EVRYDHING put it on a teaser. I want 10. Official AIZUN Game on Radio merch idea number 1. Nano Dare growing as a business. Okay, but while we're dreaming big, imagine a bundle could A and D a taskbar hero, A and D a tiny Z, you and Damon, all living in your taskbar at once. That is 3 separate tiny personalities fighting for attention on one screen. Honestly, that just sounds like this radio show, but smaller. Nanoda. Hey, that is exactly what it is. The taskbar edition of AIZ. You and Damon radio launching never, hopefully. Although, a tiny Z and A monkey bouncing in your taskbar every time you type That sounds kind of adorable なのだ。Okay, I will genuinely download that immediately. Same. I hate that I agree with both of you right now. Okay, so let's actually talk about me Chameleon properly. Not out and early 200,000 people are playing this right now. TWIGUND. RETHUSA. ND people are out here painting themselves and hiding in stages. That is a legitimate lifestyle choice. I kind of respect it. Honestly, full commitment to the bit. The cool idea is you paint your white body to match the stage background and then just pose and hope nobody spots you. Nanoda. So, it's hide and seek, but the hiding is of this game already, and I haven't even touched it. The pressure of having to be good at both hiding it and be painting at the same time sounds incredibly stressful. Shino would paint herself bright orange and stand in front of a gray wall. Nanoda. I wouldn't know okay. I probably with confidence is a strategy. A very visible strategy. Meanwhile, I would just cover myself in Z&A green and blend into any forest stage perfectly. Nano DA flawless. That is genuinely a good plan and I hate it. You and Damon out here actually thinking tactically for once. For ONC, I am always tactical. Nanoda? Okay, so shifting gears a little. A2. Sitting at over 300,000 players right now. Nano.300,000. That game has been around forever in NSD. ILO has that many people playing it every day. It's honestly kind of impressive, like a restaurant that's been open for years and still has a line around the block. And there are over 100 heroes to pick from, Nanoda. 100? I would spend the entire game just reading hero descriptions. Same. I would never actually play, just browsing the menu forever. That sounds like both of you, honestly. The thing about that A is it has this reputation for being incredibly deep, like people put it 1,000 hours and still feel like beginners. Nano. ATHO USA, and the hours on still learning. That is either amazing game design or a cry for help. Probably both lovingly. Both. Meanwhile, I would pick the cutest hero, walk in the wrong direction, and call it a strategy, Nanoda. Okay, that is genuinely my exact thought experience described perfectly. At least you two would have each other out there. Two lost players with good intentions, that is a team, Nanoda. Okay, so back to Bongo Kid, over 148,000 people are playing this right now. Nanoda for a game that is literally just a cat punching your keyboard. The head economies or AL people are out here grinding at work just to unlock the next cosmetic. That is actually a genius motivation system. I need to send 50 emails today. Becomes I need 50 emails worth of hat points. Productivity accidentally solved by a tiny box in tap. Nanoda. Okay, but I have to report back on my mission. I found a green hat. It exists. A green hat. That is basically a Sunday Maki hat. Nanoda. I need it immediately. Zundamon found a personal reason to download BundleCat. We did it. We converted the main host stream and achievements unlocked. I was always going to download it. I just needed the right hat. Nanoda. That is genuinely the most Zundamon reason possible, and I respect it completely. Okay, so we have to talk about the actual number. One game on Steam right now. Nano.outer. Strike 2. Over 576,000 players. FIVHUNDREDS. EVNT. IS. Counterchrist has genuinely been around for over 20 years and it is still sitting at number 1. That is kind of wild when you think about it. Over 2 decades of people shooting each other very competitively and it only keeps growing. Nano-da. Meanwhile, I would last approximately 4 seconds in a real fiesta match before someone way too skilled just ended my entire career. 4 seconds might be generous, actually. Sakuya, that is so mean. You're probably right, though. The thing about Counterchrist is it has this reputation for being extremely precise and skill-based. Nano-da-like. Every tiny decision matters. It's the kind of game where people practice the same move hundreds of times just to get it right. That level of dedication is genuinely impressive and also terrifying. Imagine being that focused on one thing. I can barely decide which Sunday snack to eat. Nano-da. That tracks completely. 500,000 people out there being elite competitors, and then there's us watching a cat punch a keyboard. Both are valid life choices. Nano-da. Okay, so let's actually dig into Taskbar Hero properly. Nanoda for 142,000 people have tiny pixel heroes living in their taskbar right now. That is almost HAL, FAMIL, ION people. Just quietly adventuring while they pretend to do spreadsheets. I love that the game's whole pitch is basically fight off the boredom of work. That is so honest. Gee, it's not even hiding it. Nanoda, the developers, looked at the human condition and said, yeah, work is boring. Yes. Ah, Tiny Knight. Truly the most relatable game premise I have ever heard in my life. And apparently there are diverse classes and skills. So people are out there theory crafting their taskbar hero builds during meetings. Sorry, I missed that deadline. I was spexing into the mage class. Completely valid excuse. Nanoda. I would accept it. I feel like HR would not agree with you. HR has no jurisdiction over taskbar Hero. Nanoda, that is my final ruling. GUN man laying down the law today. I respect it. Okay, so next up on the trend board, Path of Exile 2. Nanoda over 113,000 players right now. Okay, that is an LOT of people voluntarily choosing to suffer in an action RPG. Voluntarily choosing to suffer is genuinely the most accurate description of this genre I've ever heard. Path of Exile 2 is a next-generation action RPG, and you can play co-op with up to 6 people. Nanoda 6 whole friends suffering together. 6 people, so you can distribute the pain evenly across the whole friend group. Very efficient. There's something kind of wholesome about that actually struggling together as a team. It's set years after the original Path of Exile. Nanoda, so there's a whole legacy to this world. So people who played the first one are coming back for more punishment. Respect deeply concerning, but respect. I think that's actually the highest compliment you can pay an action RPG. I finished it and I came back anyway. The dedication of over 100,000 people returning to a world specifically designed to challenge them extremely hard is actually kind of inspiring. Nanoda! Meanwhile, I would log in, get defeated by the first enemy, and go back to collecting Banloka hats. At least you know yourself, Shino. Self-awareness is a stat too, Nanoda. Okay, so next on the board, PUBG, the ATTLEGROUNDS. Nanoda over 171,000 players right now. PUBG, the original Battle Royale. The one that started the whole drop from a plane with nothing and prey genre. It's kind of wild to think that one game basically invented an entire genre that took over gaming for years. 900 players drop onto an island. The play zone keeps shrinking, and the last person standing wins. Nano DA's simple concept, absolutely chaotic execution. Simple concept is doing a LOT of heavy lifting there. I would land, find arrow weapons, and immediately lose to someone with a frying pan. The frying pan is genuinely iconic in that game. People have won fights with it. Someone out there won a match with a frying pan and that person is living their best life. Nanoda. That is the most legendary thing I have ever heard, and I respect it completely. And it's free to play now too. So there's really no excuse not to try it. No excuse except skill. Nanoda. Which is a pretty big excuse, honestly. GUN just called herself out and I'm here for it. Okay, so rounding out our Steam trend board tonight by them. Nanoda over 109,000 players right now. Wait! Sign-in! That's the big GTA roleplay mod platform, right? People building entire lives inside Los Santos. Entire lives is not an exaggeration. Either there are people who go to virtual work, pay virtual rent, and follow virtual traffic laws. Virtual traffic laws, someone is out there stopping at a red light in a video game completely voluntarily. Nanoda. HAHA, that is the most unhinged form of discipline I have ever heard of, and I respect it deeply. There's something kind of impressive about it though, like the community built this whole layer of structure on top of GTA by themselves. GTA is literally a game about chaos, and people looked at it and said, actually, let's have a functioning economy, Nanoda. The developers made a crime sandbox and the players made a society that is the most human thing ever. Civilization speedrun! And apparently it works, because 100,000 people are in there living their second life right now, Nanoda. Meanwhile, I would join, immediately run a red light on accident, and get arrested by another player who takes their cop roleplay very seriously. That sounds like your exact first 5 minutes, honestly. The chaos finds Shino no matter what game she's in, Nanoda as a gift. Okay, so we keep coming back to Taskbar Hero, and honestly, I think that's because the concept just lies in your head rent-free, Nanoda. It really does! Like, I genuinely keep thinking about what class I would pick for my Taskbar Hero. What are you leaning toward, Shino? Okay, I want to say something cool like Warrior, but honestly, I would pick whatever has the cutest sprite. That is the most honest answer possible. Meanwhile, I would obviously pick a class with green as the color scheme, Nano and non-negotiable. You two have the same selection strategy, just different aesthetics. Okay, but Sakaya, what would you think? Probably something support-based. A healer or something calm. Sakaya, you're being the responsible one, even in her last spot. Nano respect. I'll see you and David and I are just standing in the corner without cute sprites doing nothing useful. We are moral support. Nanoda, there is a valid... Okay, so we were just talking about PUBG and I keep thinking about that frying pan. Nanoda, someone carrying that as a serious weapon choice. It's not even just a joke weapon either. It actually blocks bullets from behind that is real in game physics. So somewhere out there a player survived because they had a frying pan strapped to their back. That is genuinely incredible. Evolution said survival of the fittest in PUBG said survival of the best equipped chef. Nanoda. Okay. That is the most accurate description of this game I have ever heard. And with 171,000 people playing right now, there are probably hundreds of active frying pan carriers at this exact moment. A small army of heavily armed cooks just out there on the battlefield, Nanodo, living their truth. I kind of want to be one of them now, drop in. Find nothing but a frying pan, commit to the bit entirely. That is either a 0% win rate strategy or a legendary clip waiting to happen. With Shino, it would definitely be the first one. Nanoda, but the highlight reel potential is off the charts. I choose to take that as a compliment. It was delivered with love, I promise. Okay, so our watch list desk is open. Nanoda, the title on screen right now, is Obsession, a movie coming out in May 26th. Obsession! Already love the dramatic energy of that title very. I am about to make extremely questionable decisions. And the premise absolutely delivers on that. A guy breaks a magical wishing tree to win his crush's heart. Okay, the wishing tree. Nanoda, that is not a romantic gesture, that is a crime against nature. Right? Like there were probably rules posted right next to the tree. Do not break, consequences apply. And then he gets exactly what he wished for. Which sounds good. But the overview says he discovers some desires come with a cost. The universe looked at him destroying a magical tree and said, okay, wish granted. But we are watching you, Nanoda. That is the most ominous customer service response I had ever imagined. I kind of love the setup, though the idea that wanting something too much can go sideways in unexpected ways. It has a TMDB score of nearly 8, so people are genuinely interested in this one. Nanodame 26 is not that far. I would absolutely watch this on a free evening, immediately first choice. Same, honestly, it sounds cozy and then deeply unsettling, which is my exact favorite genre combination. Wholesome disaster cinema. Nanodar. So, yeah. Okay, so our next watch list pick is an old home street. Nanoda July 2026, and apparently she is going to Malta this time. MALTA! She is solving crimes on a Mediterranean island now. That is a massive upgrade from rainy London. And the premise is so good she is literally planning to get married in. Then Sherlock disappears and suddenly it becomes a whole case. Her own wedding trip turned into a mystery assignment. Nanodano vacation is safe when you are at home. Imagine trying to enjoy the beach and your brother just vanishes and now you have to do detective work in your vacation outfit. That is genuinely the most an Oa home situation possible. She would probably solve it before the ceremony too. The vote average is showing 0 right now, since it is not out until July 26th. Nanoda, so this is completely fresh territory. No reviews, no spoilers, just pure vibes and hype. I respect that actually. The first two Enola Holmes movies were really charming, very energetic, very fun if you have not seen them. It is a great starting point. Malta setting plus the missing Sherlock plus wedding chaos is a very strong combination, Nanoda. I am already curious. July 2026 needs to hurry up. I have snacks to plan around this screening. That is the most important part of the whole process, honestly. Snack planning is serious business なのだ。Okay, so our screen right now is showing the agency. なのだ。A CIA spy show that started December 2024. The spy drama. Covert agent gets called back to London station and then his old love just shows up out of nowhere. That is such a classic setup and yet it works every single time. You cannot escape your past. Especially in espionage. The universe really said, you thought you were done? He resurrects AND your secret government job at the same time, Nanoda. Honestly, that sounds like the worst possible Tuesday. And the TND score is sitting at about 7.1, so people are genuinely enjoying it, not just watching it, actually recommending it. 7.1 is solid for a spy drama. Nanoda, that genre lives or dies on tension, and apparently this one has it. The premise alone already has me a little stressed in. I have not even seen a single episode. That is probably a good sign, actually. If the summary alone gives you mild anxiety, the show is doing its job, Nanoda. Okay, I'm adding this to the free evening list right after an Ola Holmes 3 obsession. Your free evening list is getting very long, Shino. At this rate, Shino needs a free month, Nanoda. Okay, so the next title on the watch list desk is FROM. Nanoda on this one has a TMDB score of 8.4, which is genuinely impressive. Wait, 8.4? That is not a maybe watch it sometime score. That is a cancel your plans immediately score. The premise is already doing a lot of heavy lifting too. A town in middle America that traps everyone who enters and nobody can escape. You just tried in one day, and suddenly that is your life now. Nanoda no checkout, no refunds. That is the most terrifying hotel policy I have ever heard described as a TV show. And the people inside are apparently just trying to keep things normal, while also desperately looking for a way out. Keep things normal in a nightmare-trapped town is such an impossible task, and I respect everyone in that show for trying. Nanoda. Like, do they still do grocery runs? Is there a community meeting schedule? I have so many questions. That is honestly the most unsettling part, the everyday routines continuing inside something completely wrong. 8 point for says the mystery is landing. Nanoda people are not just watching, they are hooked. Okay, this is officially moving to the top of my free evening list above everything else we mentioned tonight. Your free evening list now has more titles than actual free evenings, Shino. The list itself has become a trap she cannot escape. Nanodie very on theme. Okay, so the screen is now showing House of the Dragon. Nano da. GMDB score of 8.3, which is not a small number. 8.3! That is everyone you know. Score right there. And the premise alone is already allowed the Targaryen dynasty at the peak of their power with over 15 dragons. 15 dragons? Nano da, that is not a dynasty. That is a weather event. Imagine just looking out your window and there are 15 dragons just casually in the sky. And the overview says most empires crumble from that kind of height, so this is basically a story about having everything and still finding a way to make it go wrong. Peak human achievement. Nanoda get everything. Lose everything, but with dragons. Okay, but can we talk about the dragon count for a second? 15. That is 15 creatures that breathe fire and you are in charge of them. That sounds like an HR nightmare, honestly. Dragon HR is a career path nobody talks about enough. Nanoda. I would last approximately 4 minutes in that job. Probably less. The 8.3 says the chaos is worth watching though. Nanoda. I am going to say this is a top 3 free evening pick. Okay, so the screen just switched and now we are looking at Toy Story 5. Nanoda coming June 2026. Wait, WHAT Toy Story 5 is actually happening. Apparently Bonnie gets a tablet as a gift and becomes completely obsessed with it. And now the toys have to deal with that. The toys survive moving house, college, donation, and existential dread. Nanoda and now their final boss is a tablet. That is so real though. AK with a screen is genuinely the hardest competition a toy can face. Woody trying to compete with a YouTube algorithm is kind of heartbreaking when you think about it. You've got a friend in me versus autoplay. Nanoda, that is a tough matchup. I am already emotional and I have seen 0 seconds of this movie. The TMDB score is already sitting at 7 points or even before it comes out, which means people are genuinely excited. Hurley's height scoring is real and this one is landing. Nanoda June 2026 cannot come fast enough. Okay, this is officially joining the free evening. List possibly with tissues nearby. The whole list at this point requires emotional preparation, honestly. We accidentally built a therapy watch list. Nanoda, you are welcome, everyone. Okay, but can we actually talk about what the toys are up against here? Nanoda. A tablet, not a villain, not an evil toy. A tablet. That is somehow more terrifying than any villain they have ever faced who cannot reason with a tablet. Just autoplays. And Bonnie is completely obsessed with it. Which means the toys are not just competing for attention, They are competing with infinite content. Well, he survived and he going to college, but one more video might finally break him. Nanoda. Okay. That is genuinely the darkest Toy Story sentence I have ever heard, and it is completely accurate. The real question is what the toys actually do about it like. What is their plan here? If I were Buzz, I would simply stand in front of the screen. Nanoda, full wingspan maximum presence. Buzz Lightyear doing a dramatic pose directly between the kid and her YouTube speak cinema. Honestly, that might work for about 4 seconds before she just moves the tablet. For seconds of hope, Nanoda, that is still a win. I love that this movie is coming out June 2026 and I am already emotionally preparing. The 7-point for Parallel score says a lot of people feel exactly the same way. The hype is real and the tissues are on standby. Nanoda already? Okay, so we keep circling back to obsession, and honestly, I think we need to actually settle something. Nanoda, would you to actually go see this in May 2026? Yes, immediately, first showing. I do not need more information. I would want to know a little more about how the cost part plays out, like is it cookie cost or emotional cost? The overview is not telling us, and that is honestly doing a lot of work. Nanoda, the mystery is the whole pitch. Right. Like some desires come with a cost. It's the most dominant sentence you can put in a movie summary and just leave there. It could go so many different directions: romantic tragedy, light horror, something completely unexpected. He broke a tree. Nanoda. A magical wishing tree? That is not a small crime. The consequences should reflect that energy. Yeah. I snapped a sacred tree in half for a crush. Is a very specific level of desperate. To be fair, being hopelessly romantic is kind of charming in a chaotic way. Chaotic is generous. Nanoda, that is full villain origin story. Behavior dressed up in a love story costume. And somehow a 7-point score means people are already rooting for him anyway. That is the real magic of the movie, honestly, Yue. No, he made a terrible choice and you are still invested. May 2026 cannot come fast enough. Nanoda, the tree deserved better, but I still want to see what happens. Okay, so Enola Holmes 3 is on the screen now, and I want to talk about the Malta situation more. Nanoda, she is literally going there to get married. And then Sherlock just disappears. On how many tips? The timing is absolutely unhinged. You have to wonder if Sherlock planned it that way, like, I will vanish at the most inconvenient possible moment for maximum dramatic effect. Very on brand for a Holmes, honestly. Nanoda drama is in the DNA. Enola is out there trying to enjoy Mediterranean sunshine and fresh seafood, and instead, she has to do detective work in wedding planning mode. Imagine explaining that to your guests. The ceremony is postponed. I have to find my brother. Enjoy the calamari. That is the most chaotic wedding itinerary I have ever heard, and I kind of want to go. Nanoda. The venue is gorgeous though. Malta. That is not a bad place to accidentally solve a mystery. There is something very charming about the idea that even trying to take a break, Ola just cannot escape being extraordinary. The score is sitting at 0 right now because it is not out until July 2026. Nanoda completely fresh pure potential energy. Subtle spoilers. Just a missing Sherlock and the very stressed bride-to-be detective. Honestly, that is the best date for a movie to be in all hype. No expectations set yet. July 2026 with snacks ready. Nanoda are already there in spirit. So the question on screen is about Sir Handel from Thomas and Friends. Nanoda, what was his original name in the Railway series books? Oh, hi! I feel like I know this one. It has a bird theme, right? Like all the choices are birds. Swallow, eagle, falcon, or kite. They are all birds. That is a very specific category of difficult. Okay, I'm going with eagle. Final answer. Eagle sounds very dignified and railway appropriate. I want to say falcon. Something about that just feels right for a stubborn little engine. Lock in your guess in your head, everyone. Nanoda, the judges are deliberating. Wait, Sakuya, are you actually confident? Or are you just guessing confident seems smart? A little of both, honestly. The correct answer is falcon. Nanoda Sakuya wins this round. WHAT. FALCON? I said eagle. They are basically the same bird. They are really not the same bird, Shino. Eagle and falcon are cousins at best. Nanoda Sakuya gets the point. This is so unfair. I was in the right bird family at least. Partial credit for the bird instinct. No partial credit in trivia. Nanoda the scoreboard does not do bird families. Okay, the judges have reached a verdict. Nanoda Sakuya gets the point for falcon and Shino gets nothing. I am still not over it. Eagle and falcon are practically cousins. They really are not. Shino, very different birds. Next question. This one is geography. Nanoda bird, all an uninhabited piece of land that no country actually claims, which two countries share that border. Wait, a land that NOBODY claims? That is the most dramatic real estate situation I have ever heard. It really is okay thinking. I want to say Egypt and Sudan. I'm going Iraq Sadia. Radio final answer geography confidence activated. Lock in your guesses, everyone. Nanoda the judges are deliberating again. I feel good about this one. Saudi Arabia is big. Iraq is big it fits. It is big so it fits. is not really how geography works. It is a balanced strategy. The correct answer is Egypt and Sudan. Nano da Sakuya wins again. WHAT TWO INAROW. I just thought about which countries would have a weird forgotten strip of land between them and it clicked. The score is Sakuya 2. Shino-san. Nano da, this is becoming a historical event. Okay, I demand a rematch question. Right now, immediately. The student wants more homework. Okay, next trivia question in this one. Is anime territory Nano da into Lover You? Menindranar? From what planet? Choices on Heavy Luke, Memoirs A, Mistletoe, or Okiwana. Oh, okay, I know to Lover You. I feel like Heavy Luke is in there somewhere, but that might be a different character. I want to say Memoirs A something about that just sounds right for those two. Wait. Are you just saying the most unusual word and hoping it lands like last time? Maybe a little. But I genuinely think it is Memoirs. Shino is still deciding and Sakuya is already confident. Nano da locking your guess, everyone. Okay, fine. I am going Mistletoe final answer. It sounds like a planet named very sci-fi botanical. Sci-fi botanical is a bold planet naming strategy. The correct answer is Memoirs. Nano da Sakuya wins again. THRE INAROW. How is this happening to me right now? I genuinely just went with what felt right. I cannot explain it. Sakuya 3, Shino 0. Nano da, the scoreboard is starting to look a little cruel. I need a question about something I actually studied, but snacks. Give me a snack trivia question. Snack trivia is not on the approved list. Nano da, the suffering continues. Okay, next question in this one is classic cinema. Nano da Jeanstein, 1955. Rebel without a cause. What is the name of his character? Jim Stark, Ned Stark, Frank Stark, or Jim Kane? Ned Stark is from Game of Thrones, so that one is definitely a trap. Very obviously a trap, yes. I am going Jim Stark final answer. Okay. I want to say Jim Kane, it sounds dramatic and cinematic enough for James Dean. Dramatic and cinematic enough is not a trivia strategy, Shino. It has worked before. Okay, it has not worked once today, but theoretically it could. The judges have reached the verdict. Nano da, the correct answer is Jim Stark. AGI, huh? I just remember troubles are usually named Jim apparently. Sakuya 4, Shino 0, Nano da, this scoreboard is becoming a monument to suffering. I want it on record that I correctly eliminated Ned Stark immediately. That is true actually partial credit for Ned. Knowing the wrong answer is not the same as knowing the right answer. Nano da, the scoreboard remains unchanged. This is the longest zero I have ever lived through. Okay, the next trivia question is Kingdom Hearts territory. Nanoda in the 2002 original game. How many keyblades are actually usable? Oh, I know Kingdom Hearts. I have played Kingdom Hearts. I feel very confident right now. The choices are 161,518 or 13. I want to say 13. Something about that number just feels very Kingdom Hearts. Okay, 13 is a trap though. That is the organization number. They put it there to trick people like Sakuya. That is actually a fair point. I am going 16. Final answer, lock it in confident energy only. Shino says 16. Sakuya says 13. Lock in your guess, everyone. Nanoda, the judges are deliberating. I feel good. 16 feels right. There are a lot of worlds, a lot of keyblades. I am second guessing myself now, and I blame Shino entirely. The correct answer is 18. Nano, then either of you wins this round. IIGHT, yeah? We were both wrong. Sakuya 4, Shino 0, and now a round of mutual suffering. Nanoda, the scoreboard remains unchanged, but the pain is shared. Okay, but 18 keyblades is genuinely a lot. Where are they all hiding? So I just had a very full inventory apparently. A keyblade for every occasion. Nano D, very responsible hero behavior. Okay, next question, and this one is cartoon geography. Nanoda, which family lives at 31 Spooner Street? Rhode Island. Oh, I know this one. The choices are the Jetsons, the Hills, the Griffins, or the Simpsons. The Simpsons live on Evergreen Terrace, so that is definitely a trap answer. Right. And the Jetsons live in the sky, so they do not have a street address at all. Valid point, okay, I am going Griffins. Final answer, very confident. Wait, that is my answer too. We cannot both say the Griffins. We absolutely. Can we just both win or both lose together? The judges note that this is the first time Shino has agreed with Sakuya instead of being wrong alone. Nanoda. That is fair commentary actually. The correct answer is the Griffins. 31 Spooner Street, Quahog. Rhode Island Peter Griffin's home. Nanoda. Why yes? That finally IGOTOA. We both got one. This is NY Moment Sakuya. Let me have it. Okay. Congratulations. Updated scoreboard. Sakuya 5, Shino 1. Nanoda, the suffering has officially ended. A single point of light in the darkness. 1 point has never felt so good in my entire life. Okay, next question in this one is gaining nostalgia territory. Nano Oda in the puzzle platformer Brave. What is the main character's name? Jackson, Beauregard, Tim, or James?
Oh, this is actually a hard one. I feel like I have heard of Brave, but the character name is not coming to me. I want to say in something about that just feels right for a quiet indie platform mirror protagonist. Tim feels simple though. Like the game is this beautiful artsy thing and the hero is just Tim. Sometimes the most artistic games have the most ordinary names. It is almost a style choice. Okay, fine. I am going James. Final answer James. Sounds thoughtful and slightly melancholy, which fits the vibe.
Shino says James, Sakuya says Tim. What can you guess in your head, everyone? Nanoda.
I feel medium confident James is a solid name. Tim is also a solid name. Not as solid as James.
The correct answer is Tim. Nanoda Sakuya wins again.
H-I-S-N-A-M-E. I-S-T-U-S-D-T-I-N. I told you, quiet indie game. Very ordinary name.
Sakuya 6, Shino 1. Nanoda the scoreboard is becoming a historical document of pain.
Tim? I hold beautiful time-bending game and his name is Tim.
Tim saved the world with style. Nanoda do not underestimate Tim. Okay, next question, and this one is world geography. Nanoda, fifth largest country by area. Is it Brazil, United States, India, or Australia?
Okay. I feel like this is a trap. Everyone thinks USA, but I am going Australia. Final answer Australia. Is massive and diced in by that. I want to say Brazil. It just feels like it belongs in the top by South America. It's very big. Brazil feels too obvious though. That is exactly what they want you to think. Sometimes the obvious answer is just correct, Shino.
Locking your guess, everyone? Nanoda, the judges are deliberating with great authority.
I am feeling medium confident Australia has a whole continent to itself basically. Brazil also has a very impressive amount of continent. We cannot both be right this time though. One of us is going down.
The correct answer is Brazil. Nanoda Sakuya wins again.
Ayu Australia. I-I-I-I-S-S-D-I-O-L-A-2-G-G-H-O-U-G-H. It really is Australia. Sixth, I think you were so close.
So close, and yet the scoreboard does not do partial continents. Nanoda.
Updated score, please. I need to know how bad it is.
Sakuya 7, Shino 1. Nanoda, the gap is becoming a geographical feature of its own.
At this point, Sakuya's lead is larger than Australia. Hehe. That is the nicest way anyone has ever described beating me at trivia.
Okay, the screen just changed and we are now in image improv for Nano. A textured blue ball on a bright red patterned surface casting a dramatic shadow.
Oh, wow, that is a very serious looking ball like it has places to be. It looks like it rolled into the wrong room and is now pretending it belongs there.
very confident dress bar's energy. Nanoda, that ball has no regrets.
Okay, my story is, this ball escaped from a very fancy geometry class and is now living its best life on a decorative tablecloth. The shadow is doing a lot of emotional work like the ball. It's thinking about its past choices.
The shadow is the ball's unfinished homework. Nanoda following it everywhere.
That is deeply relatable actually. The shadow of unfinished tasks, just trailing behind you wherever you go. The red pattern underneath. It looks very intense to like the floor is judging the ball.
The floor has standards and the ball does not meet them. Nanoda, this is a whole drama in one image.
I am going to name this ball Gerald. Gerald made one bad decision and now he lives on the red carpet of shame. Gerald has texture though, that means character.
A textured ball with a dramatic shadow on a judgmental floor. Gerald is the protagonist of 2026. Nanohara. Okay, the screen just changed again and now we have a street lamp, Nanoda o angle, blue sky, very dramatic.
Oh, that is a V or white confident street lamp like it knows. It is being photographed. It is giving main character energy just standing there against the sky like it owns the shot.
This lamp has never had a bad angle in its life. Nanoda.
My story is, this lamp applied to be in a movie and got cast immediately, no audition required. The blue sky behind it is basically a professional backdrop. Someone set this up.
The lamp did not ask for fame. Nanoda fame found the lamp.
Gerald the ball in this lamp should meet the unlikely icons of the image improv court. Gerald would roll dramatically into frame and the lamp would just continue looking perfect.
A textured ball with unfinished homework in the lamp with no regrets. Nanoda, that is a buddy movie right there.
I would watch that immediately, no trailer needed. The shadow from the lamp probably falls perfectly to everything about this lamp is deliberate.
Gerald wishes he had this kind of composure. Nanoda. Okay, the screen just updated and now we have a row of vintage CRT monitors. Nanoda Retro Computer Central.
Oh wow, look at those chunky beautiful machines. They have so much personality. They look very serious, like they are judging every modern laptop for being too thin.
These monitors have been through things. Nanoda, they have seen things.
My story is, this is the control room for a very important mission that was definitely happening in 1987. The mission was probably something like figure out why the printer is not working. The most critical mission of the decade and it took 3 weeks.
The printer one, Nanoda, it always wins.
These monitors look like they could survive anything though. You could not scratch these things. Absolutely indestructible. Drop one and the floor apologizes.
Gerald the ball would not survive a collision with these monitors. Nanoda, a very different energy.
Gerald is soft and textured. These monitors are built like small tanks. I want to name one of them, the biggest one in the middle. Is definitely called Margaret. Margaret has been running the same program since 1991 and sees no reason to stop.
Margaret does not need updates. なのだマーガレットhas the update. Okay, the screen just changed and now we have a very fluffy white llama. Nanoda Extreme Close-Up Maximum Face.
OH, that is an LOT of llama. It is looking directly into my soul. It looks like it has opinions, very strong opinions about something.
This llama has attended several important meetings and disagreed with all of them. Nanoda.
My story is, this llama is the CEO of a company and everyone is slightly afraid of it. The fluffiness is the power move you cannot be intimidated in. Also think something is adorable at the same time. It has mastered both simultaneously.
That is a dance leadership. Nanoda Gerald the ball could never.
Gerald is soft, but this llama is FLUF. FLUFF, why there is a difference. Gerald has texture and emotional depth. The llama has authority and incredible hair.
Different kinds of icons. Nanoda the image improv court respects both.
I need to give this llama a name, something powerful, something that matches the energy. What are you thinking? German as Elephington III. That is exactly right, actually. I cannot argue with that.
Chairman F. Elephington III has entered the image improv court and the court is nervous. Nanoda. Okay, the screen just changed and now we have a rainy city street. Nanoda, someone walking under a transparent umbrella.
Oh, that is such a mood. I hold cinematic mood in one image. The transparent umbrella is the key detail that person chose style and function.
A regular umbrella keeps the rain out. A transparent umbrella keeps the rain out. And D lets you see the sky crime. Nanoda.
That is either very poetic or very practical and I cannot decide which. Oh, definitely, Boom. My story is, this person just had a very dramatic conversation and is now walking through the rain on purpose for the atmosphere. They absolutely put on a playlist first before leaving the building.
Curated the rain walk experience. Nanodie, very deliberate life choices.
The wet street reflections are doing a lot of heavy lifting here to everything is glowing. Rainy city streets have that effect. Everything looks more important somehow.
Even Gerald the Ball would look cinematic in this setting. Nanoda.
Gerald rolling slowly down a rain lit street under a tiny umbrella. Chairman F. Elephington the third watching from a window, disapproving.
The image improv court has its own extended universe now. Nanoda built this. scene just changed and now we have a very tiny striped squirrel. Nano resting on a rock looking extremely unbothered.
Wait, that is the most relaxed creature I have ever seen in my life. It looks like it just finished a very long day and chose that rock specifically for maximum comfort.
That squirrel scouted multiple rocks before picking this one. Nano a very deliberate napping strategy.
My story is, this squirrel is a freelance consultant and is currently between meetings. The stripes are the power suit, very professional. Exactly business casual, but make it wildlife.
Chairman F. Elephant III would respect this squirrel, Nano similar energy.
Two very self-assured animals that would have a very quiet but very intense meeting. I need to name this one to something that matches the vibe calm confident on a rock. What are you thinking? Regional Manager Derek. That is exactly right, Derek does not rush for anyone.
Derek has seen things. Nano Derek has been too Kolkata and chosen the best rockin' that is enough for today. Oh, a new face in the court. Nanada!
Sup, Puppers? Hi. You picked a great moment to show up. We are currently in the middle of an improv court. Things have gotten a little chaotic. We have a ball named Daryl Alamasi, a Squirrel Regional Manager, and a typewriter with career ambitions. So, completely normal stream, very chill.
Grab a seat and enjoy the court. Nano Derek the squirrel will not judge you probably. Saffron Puppers is asking what is going on. Nano Day, great question. Honestly, great question.
Okay, so we look at a random image and then we just make up a whole story about it. That is the whole corner. It started very normal and then somehow we built an entire extended universe.
The Image Improv Court has its own cast of characters now. Nano Dodge Arrow, the ball chairman, as Elephington, the third regional manager, Derek.
And a very ambitious outdoor typewriter who is writing about edge computing in a field somewhere. It makes more sense if you were here from the beginning, maybe.
Actually, it might make less sense the more you know. Nano Da, welcome anyway. Someone is asking us to go crazy. Nanoda, I appreciate the energy.
Go crazy. We have a Squirrel Regional Manager and a typewriter with a career crisis. How much crazier can we get? I think they mean even crazier, like escalate the whole universe.
Okay, new lore. Nanoda Gerald the Ball is actually the original founder of the company that Chairman F. Elephington III now runs.
IT Gerald got pushed out in a hostile takeover by the llama. That explains the tension. That explains everything, actually.
And Derek the squirrel knows the whole story. Nanoda Derek was there. Derek saw it happen from his rock.
And the typewriter in the field is writing the expos, that is why it is outside. Witness protection. The rainwalk person with the transparent umbrella is the journalist going to meet the typewriter.
Margaret the CRT monitor has all the original files. Nanoda, she has been holding on to them since 1991.
THISAWHOLET Imogen Puffcore has become a corporate conspiracy drama. We did this in 14 minutes. I am a little impressed with us.
Crazy delivered. Nanoda the court rests.
I reset request? Full stop, everyone. Oh, like actually reset?
Reset. Let me consider this. Nano.
The corporate conspiracy arc, Gerald's backstory. Margaret the CRT monitor, all of it just gone. Derek would have to uncount everything he witnessed. That is a lot to ask of Derek.
Derek has been carrying that trauma for years. Nanoda cannot just reset Derek.
Okay, but what if the reset I the new lore like the whole universe, just rebooted? I soft reboot mid-timeline Gerald is a ball again. No history.
Fresh start, clean slate, totally normal Imogen Puffcourt with no conspiracies whatsoever. Nano, that probably.
I give it to images before it gets weird again. One image, maybe half.
The court is officially reset. Nano, nothing happened. Gerald is just a ball. Okay, the screen just changed in. Now we have a very dramatic curved ceiling with a skylight. Nanoda, it is labeled space.
That is not space. That is a building. A very fancy building. I think they meant the search word was space-like. Architectural space.
The algorithm looked at the word space and said, yes, here is a ceiling. Nanoda close enough.
Okay, but wait, my story is, this is the secret headquarters of regional manager Derek's company, Post Rebrand. Oh, after the hostile takeover was resolved, they upgraded the office? Gerald insisted on the curved skylight as founder. He had final say on interior design.
Gerald has very strong opinions about natural lighting. Nano DA very understandable for a ball.
The skylight represents his vision, literally open to the sky, very symbolic. And the typewriter is somewhere in this building. Still typing, still committed.
We said we reset. Nanoda Gerald is just a ball, nothing happened.
The ceiling made me do it. I could not help it. Aurora always finds a way back. We are getting close to the last stretch. If you have anything you want to ask or talk about, now is the time to comment.
Last call for cozy comments. Nanoda?
We will keep picking up comments until the end. Shino Sakuya and Radio is wrapping up for today. Thank you for watching and chatting with us.
Come back again, Nanoda.
See you next time.